Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the Audi S5. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Audi here in Salt Lake City, Utah, for giving me some time with this S5. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Landon. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3-liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 354 horsepower and then 369 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see the distinctive lines there. I think that looks really sharp. And then popping down below, we've got Audi's super cool headlights, or at least super cool in my opinion. And then we've got some parking sensor action throughout. And then notice everything in the grille, including the badges, are all blacked out. And putting it all together, I really do like the front end design here of the S5. Now around the side here, our turn wheel setup is 265, 30, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, you got the silver on the top. Notice how there's some blacked out elements. And then you've got the red brake caliper with the S logo. And then I love the shape of the fender here. And then you guys can see S5 there on the side. And then notice the blacked out mirror cap and then the darker window trim. And then here is your full side view on the S5. This is where you guys can see this particular one is a 2-door. And now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We also have the opening here for the trunk and then the S logo on the back. Now popping into the cargo area, you can see S5 there, and then we've got some nice red accenting all over the floor mats. But yeah, pretty decent sized cargo space for a 2-door car. When you're all done, just plop. Now I've got this body painted low profile spoiler. You've got the blacked out Audi badge and then S5 down below. And then you can see with the taillight design here, pretty cool. And then pretty aggressive with the exhaust tips and diffuser there at the bottom. And putting it all together, let me know your thoughts on the looks here with the S5. Now taking a look at the door panel, soft touch here at the top, and then you guys can see the insert down below, and then look at the red stitching and then the carbon fiber, and you've got the memory seat function there as well, and then our mirror adjustments. Now the S5 does have back seats, and they actually look really nice. I mean, look at that cool stitching design, really cool looking. But anyways, legroom is a little bit more on the cramped side, so I'd reserve the back seat for kiddos. Now taking a look at the front seat, first off you have the strap to pull it forward, and then you actually have this to adjust the seat forwards or backwards if you need to get into the back, which is cool. But again, same stitching design, and then you got all of your adjustments, and it looks like we got massage seat function too. That's fancy. Pedal layout down below, which looks really nice. Light controls right here with some more carbon fiber trim. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see perforated on either side with the red stitching in the center. Paddle shifters on the back. We got some practical controls for like a heated steering wheel function, your volume voice command controls for the center stack. And then we've got a bunch of stocks here on the back in normal Audi fashion. Now taking a look at the gauge cluster, full digital gauge cluster here, which we can use to scroll through some different menus. And if you press the view button, notice it'll completely change the setup here, which is really cool. Definitely a big benefit of the virtual cockpit. Now in reverse, we do have a 360 camera system here and really good resolution, and you've got all the different camera views with this. So overall, great camera system in my opinion. Doesn't really need a 360 camera system though, because it's not a huge car. Anyways, shortcut bar here on the side. I like the mouse clicky sound, that's kind of fun. But yeah, I mean, this responds well, and it's easy to use overall. And then we do have some different drive modes here with the S5. Notice we got a couple like more comfort modes, I guess we'll call it. And then we have dynamic, which is always fun, and then individual as well. Soft touch here on the dash, and then you can see Quattro down below with the carbon fiber trim. Notice that leads into the climate controls. Again, dual zone climate, we've got heated seats, and then down below we've got a drive mode select with our auto stop start, stability control, parking sensors as well. We'll turn that on or off, and then some charging action down below with our engine stop start. A couple of cup holders with this black trim, but then that's mixed in with some carbon fiber trim here, analog volume control. We have our shifter with a nice leather trim on it, S logo, parking brake here, and look at the center console. Wireless phone charging pad and USB, and then again nice padding and stitching here on the top. And then when it comes to storage, lined with felts, but yeah, pretty big glove box. And at the very top, got our control here for the sunroof. It's pretty normal in size. Now here's a window sticker for the S5. You guys can see the standard equipment on this, and then the base MSRP, and then we've got the packages on this particular one. Total MSRP after all options, $69,425. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear. Also, I really like these seats. They look cool. Anyways, let us set off in the S5. I think this is, believe it or not, the first time I've ever reviewed a two-door S5, because most of the time dealers will order the Sportback version with 4 doors. So yeah, you just really don't see the two-door all that often, which is, I think, pretty interesting. But alas, let us set off and see what is what with the S5. So first off, seat comfort's good. So I think that's a positive right off the bat. And the interior doesn't feel too small. Obviously, if you're in the back seat, it's gonna be a little bit of a different story. But here in the front seat, doesn't feel bad. V6 has plenty of torque. It's got a cool sound to it. So I think that's a positive. Ride quality is pretty good. Again, for a sporty two-door car, it's pretty dang comfy overall. Interesting. This does feel like it I don't know if this is just, you know, me being crazy, but it almost seems like this feels torquier in a sense, or no, sorry, less torquey compared to the SQ5. Same engine, but it seems like the SQ5, maybe it like builds the torque at a lower RPM. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just kind of seems that way. It's a little bit strange. Yeah, very interesting. That is for sure. But yeah, on this little bit of a bumpier road, it's doing pretty well. The thing I like about Audis is it seems like the absorption on the bumpier stuff is pretty good. So I think that's a positive. There's just a parking lot with Subarus, old Subarus that are beat up. Who owns that parking lot? So continuing along, we are in the dynamic mode. Steering's still light in the dynamic mode. Definitely punchy. We'll get another acceleration up here in a moment. Definitely a good punch though, out of the turbo V6. But let's see what she's made of. Man, it's got some good power. Again, it's just an S, not in the RS. It's got some good power. So to sum things up, I think this thing looks really cool on the outside. I think they've done a good job with the styling. I love the interior on this. I think they've also done a fantastic job with that as well. And yeah, I mean, just overall, it drives well. It looks good. I think they've struck a good balance here with this. But let me know what you guys think about the S5. Obviously, I'll have a review on the A5 and the RS5 as well. But yeah, in terms of the, I guess, middle of the line for the 5, Audi 5, right, whatever you want to call it, Audi's 5 Series, pretty solid.